Luke, I love this video. It was brilliant, especially considering the title and the way you exemplified politics so perfectly by, first of all, defining yourself, but then weaseling out of defining yourself by saying that the terms with which you're defining yourself have all these different definitions, which is completely true, of course. Absolutely brilliant. I remember when I was 12 or so coming to an incredible realization about the word freedom, for example. It struck me like a thunderbolt from the blue that whenever a Westerner, North American or West European, used the word freedom, they were talking about freedom of/to. But whenever a representative of the Soviet bloc said freedom, they were talking about freedom from, as in freedom from religion, freedom from hunger. So, what an exquisite understanding that gave me. I've been watching your videos with great interest for some time now. I really like your youthful enthusiasm and the fact that you have exposed yourself through reading of so much that I have missed. I would suggest that the reverse is probably true as well. Nevertheless, the insights that you provide are interesting. One problem I have, though, and I want to try to make this clear, is that you are representing an ism which you call, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, free market anarchism. Your philosophy, which is a political, ecological philosophy like any other, such as mercantilism or capitalism or National Socialism or communism, what have you, suffers from the same fundamental flaw that all of these other isms suffer from. And that is this assumption that there are universalities of human behavioral traits. No, there are none. There are some commonalities, but there are no universalities. And every ism runs into this problem. The communists tried to solve it through torture, re-education, imprisonment, and sometimes extermination. The Nazis just used extermination to be so-called inferiors. Now, your particular philosophy seems to assume that people will behave or act in their own best interests. I think I've heard you say that. If you've been around a while and you've watched people enough, you have to understand that people really don't. People act the way they act for a plethora of reasons, rarely because of their own best interest. In fact, most people haven't got a clue what is in their own best interest. That's the sad fact. I think you need to come to this realization that there are always going to be competing interests, and there are always going to be people who are not willing to compromise on their own interests. There's going to be someone over here who says, if this happens, I will get wealthy and powerful. And someone over here says, wait a minute, if what this guy wants to happen happens, I will stop being wealthy and powerful. Okay? And there will be conflict. And nothing can stop that. I'm sorry. It's an inevitability. It would be great if we could all live together in peace and harmony and work out compromises that would be in the best interest of everyone involved. But unfortunately, capitalism, for example, has this weakness of assuming that psychopaths are not going to be great accumulators of wealth, but it doesn't work out that way. In fact, psychopaths very often are great accumulators of wealth and they behave psychopathically with it.